Hello and welcome back to Exeter City, where we've had this year's youth intake come through, and we've got a bona fide wonder kid on our hands. I'll get you caught up. And here he is, and on the basis that the name Sian, S-I-A-N, in Welsh is pronounced Sian, I'm going to go with O'Sian Williams as the pronunciation there, rather than Ossian or whatever it would be phonetically, just reading it in pure English. But yes, O'Sian Williams irritatingly plays a position we don't do and have never done, which is midfield right. I blame Neil Bath for that one. Although, to be fair, he's only been in the job a year, so I don't know how much influence he's had on O'Sian here. But right-sided midfield, Welsh, and now because we've got quality players in our side, that star rating of 5 stars maybe, coupled with the fact his transfer value is in the multi-millions, 16 years old, worth £24 million minimum. Fixture-wise, we've not done a great deal. We did get past Watford fairly easily. Prieto Ampadu and Prazet on the score sheet there. Tiberio scored against Man City, and then we conceded 3 goals. We played them in the FA Cup quarter-finals, which does not fill me with a great amount of confidence because, well, yes, we've played them twice so far this year and lost both times. But the one thing we can take out of the game is the fact that we probably should have had a little bit more out of that. Robert Sanchez there with a 6.4 again, so when it matters, useless. We did beat Spurs 4-1, and in hindsight, I probably should have brought you this with the Man City game, even though there's only 2 games in between, and even though we played Tottenham already in an episode fairly recently, should have probably done with that because, well, the match afterwards is Newcastle anyway, and it's also 2 weeks away. So actually, thinking about it, with that game to being 2 weeks away and the fact that it is Newcastle again, I might make this episode a bit of a state of the save episode. We've got injuries. That's great news. Yeah, Aaron Martin is out with blisters. I don't know how Aaron Martin's played enough to have gotten blisters, quite frankly. 23 starts for the season when, the goalkeeper's on 33, so he's missed 10 games out of 30. Carlos Eduardo's recent knock, and he's back for 45, so that's good news there. I guess that means Ballard on the bench. Less subs, of course, in the FA Cup, so I have to work around that one. Ballard has, for some reason, gone up front. I don't know what's happened there. Ciro Fernandez complaining of being a bit jaded, but he will play this one because it's an important game and there's 2 weeks off anyway. Esham out injured as well currently, along with, Iverson's back for bench duties. That's good enough for me. So the lineup for Manchester City will be Sanchez and goal, Thierry Small on the left-hand side for the absent Aaron Martin, Avalos and Ampadu, who have actually started playing well together, which is nice to see. Tiberio on the right-hand side, who did score the penalty, redeemed himself, even if we then did lose 3-1 against Manchester City. Markovic and Mansley in the midfield with Prazet in front of them, because of Hesham's missingness. Fernandez Pereira in the middle, who scored a bunch again against Spurs. And Prieto on the right-hand side. 14 goals for Prieto, 12 for Pereira in 13 starts. Honestly, up there for my shock of the season right now. And bizarrely, not actually developed that much, despite the arrows, still 2.5 stars. I was talking about hidden attributes and them sometimes not really feeling that accurate. He's listed as inconsistent. He started 13 games, he scored 12 goals, 3 assists, 3 player of the matches. Overall, averaging 7.38. Although, concerningly, it's 7.6 in the league and 6.5 in the cup. So maybe that's his inconsistency. He doesn't care about cup competitions. Guess we're about to find out. And 16 goals for Ciro Fernandez, who actually has the most starts of any of the 3 strikers right now. Yeah, so if Ciro Fernandez is feeling a bit jaded after this match again, then I don't really know what to do. If we lose it, then we can maybe sort of let him step out for a tiny bit in the interim. But Fernandez on the ball now with Pereira in, well, Prieto's got that in the end. And it will count because pretty certain it comes off their defenders more than anything. And if anyone was offside, then never mind. Well, 10 seconds or so into the game, maybe near 20 by the time it actually gets in, but it's a great wow, actually, now I've seen it again. It's the rare instance where the slide tackle interception, they've got a backup goalkeeper in. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I was going to say it's the rare instance where the slide challenge going to the opponent has actually gone the other way around. Sorry, did their goalkeeper backheel flick it to the defender initially there? Pavard, as it so happens to be, in central defence. Oh, they're playing the defender that they got ahead of me. That's just rude. Oh, you may recall I was annoyed that they were paying him half the wages that I offered him. That was the wages he was already on, it seems. They did pay him twice as much as I was going to pay them, which was still about 60, almost 70 grand a week, I think it was, and they paid him 130 grand a week. So, which is mildly ridiculous because he's not that good. It would have been great for us, but kind of Nathan Ake for them, for comparison's sake. Markovic gets in the way of that one, and Prieto through to Fernandez. It could be 3. It's Pereira. This is a lovely move, and it really should have been 3 in 6 minutes. It's interesting because they have rotated defensively, evidently, but everyone in front of the goalkeeper and central defence pairing, they're first teamers. They might play Foden over Grealish normally, but yeah, they still got Vlahovic up front and Mbappe on the left, with Bernardo Silva, Frankie de Jong, ironically at Manchester City rather than United, and De Bruyne in the middle. But Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, not getting any younger, I suppose. That Pereira, by the way, Pereira is just finessing and flaring his way through these games. He scored a filthy goal against Spurs. Kimmich and Pavard can't be particularly young either. Just, again, bear in mind that we are in 2028 now, so 6 years on. They've got to be early 30s, the pair of them, because I think they're about mid-20s now. Probably far end of their prime. Vlahovic, though, definitely in his prime at this point, along with Mbappe, which is terrifying. Fernandez puts the ball in. Pereira's there. Oh my God, Pereira scored a corner. Oh, is it going to be disallowed because there's a man in the way on the line or some nonsense like that again? Yep. Disallowed, somehow. It's the man in front of the goalkeeper, isn't it? Who is no way involved in this goal at all. Mansley puts this ball in. Preta's at the back post and probably should have scored. So this game probably at this point should be 5-0. One for a chance that we should have taken, or 2 chances that we should have taken, and 1 for disallowed. But De Bruyne with a wayward pass, that's a sentence I wasn't expecting to say today. Avalos. I'll be honest with you, I was tempted just to play through this game. I promised you the next round of the FA Cup if we got past Watford, so I did bring it to you in the end, but I was tempted to just go, oh, it's Man City, we're going to lose here. Pereira's going to make that 3. That's, wow. I am baffled by the Manchester City that's turned up to this match. This is at their ground as well. Let's not forget. Headed on by Mansley, great header. And is it a volley by Pereira? Does it actually hit the ground between Mansley's header and the goal? I don't think it did. Wow. I mean, maybe ruining their goalkeeping choice, but at the same time, the ball has been in the net 4 times. We've had 2 gilt-edged chances that we've missed, so it's not all on the goalkeeper, that's for sure. Yeah, Alex, that's the defender that we wanted. Like I say, he's very good, but squad player for City. Jumper reach is only 14 despite being 6'6", which is a weird trait I've noticed with new gens in particular, is that they can have the height but not the jumping reach. 110,000 they offered him. Because it's kind of the same. Like, Eduardo's got 19. He's fine. Like, Avalos, who should be getting more corner goals, 16 jumper reach despite being 6'8". It is a little bit on the low side, you'd probably argue. And trust me, obviously, I've been looking at central defence in terms of recruitment in particular. Don't think we need to worry too much because we've got Cosminho coming in the summer now, and there is another new gen coming through in the summer as well. You know, pre-arranged transfer. Markovic has somehow got the end of that ball, and on the ball again, able to pull it back, not quite. Is Bernardo Silva going to get it to anyone? No idea what he was aiming at. Avalos will play it sensibly across to Ampadu. That's nice. Forward to Mansley. He's got options on his right. He's got options running through the middle. He's going largely himself at this stage, and, oh well, that's somewhat disappointing. Pavard. Hoof to Vlahovic, who I think is going to get on the end of that, despite not really having any reason that he should have been. Prieto, defender, didn't challenge at all. Prazo gets in the way of that header forward, though. And Prieto will get on the end of that pass. That's a, good lord, crossbar. Nearly went out for a corner somehow, just by hitting the crossbar. Such was the swerve on it. Markovic gets in the way again, and Prazo probably should have gone for it himself there. Pereira should have done better. Prieto with a rebound. It's still in play. Prazo with a block shot. Vlahovic gets the header again ahead of the 6'8" Avalos. Why don't defenders jump? They brought on Guido Rodriguez, who I don't think is a new gen. I think that's a real person. Bernardo, one of the better budget picks from South America originally, I think, is Guido Rodriguez, along with Julian Ord, who they've got on the bench for their left back as well. Pereira. Is Pereira going to be that player? We'll watch this again before I start discussing Pereira in full. But yeah, mugs off Alex, which is hilarious. Should have joined us, Alex. Should have joined us. But no, money talks, and you've been mugged off there, haven't you? I'll pause the game to have this conversation, because you always get one. You always get one player whose star rating isn't anywhere near up to scratch anyone else's, even attribute-wise. You know, 2.5 stars is fair enough for Pereira in comparison to the rest of our squad. But there's always that one player who will just decide to be better than his attributes say. You know, that was obviously Callum Lascelles for the York save. Don't know if we necessarily had one of those for Newcastle. Marvin Plowner, of course, in general, does that. But that might be largely because he does have fantastic attributes in certain areas, which then helps inflate his stats because he gets assists, a lot of them, notably from set pieces. So, yeah, I've got a feeling Pereira's going to be that person. And now Sanchez, with hoofing this ball up, will get Prieto on the end of it. Pereira's played it off to Praza, whose first touch is not great, but has managed to play Prieto back in again. And good lord, what is happening? I don't know who's left in the FA Cup, but I will say this. I didn't show you the league table, but the fight for 5th, 6th and 7th is quite tight. It is 5th, 6th and 7th. I think there's a bit of a gap to 4th, but there's also 3 points between 5th and 7th. So, yeah. Manchester City did win the Carabao Cup, so I think 7th place is still on the cards, depending on who gets to the final of this FA Cup, of course. Daka has come on. They were quite a pass on Daka. Don't really remember that happening, but this was, to be honest, the way that Grealish was moving towards the corner of the 18 box there, that was screaming penalty, because that's where that normally happens, was when they run away to the byline corner of the 18-yard box. It's, oh, is it a penalty? I don't know why they always insist on making tackles there. You know, where Daka just ran to there. That's where they always made the fouls. It's bizarre. Watch your saves and watch where you give away penalties. Very rarely do you give away penalties in the middle of the box. They've scored a goal, but it shouldn't have happened anyway. Scintillating stuff by Manchester City as they score a deflected goal inside the 6-yard box. Scintillating. Cross in, Pavard hits the post. De Bruyne counts as his goal because it was going in anyway, despite the deflection. But yeah, unlucky the deflection actually took it into the net. And that one chance there has absolutely inflated Manchester City's XG there by a good solid 0.8, I imagine. As Pereira scores a second goal from a corner. And this one will count. Why is the 6'3" man scoring more corners than the 6'8" men? And it's not even like Carlos Eduardo doesn't have 19 jumping reach. Sorry, I do need to address this briefly here, as Pereira has scored another hat-trick. Pereira has 13 jumping reach and 10 heading off a 6'3". So he should really have better jumping reach than that. Wanted by Portland on loan. Nah, good luck with that one, sunshine. Why is he ridiculous? He's definitely salvaging his cup ratings right now. Prazer's tired. Sure. Don't really have AMs on the bench, but Martin Saunders can play there, so that's fine by me. At 6-1 and 10 minutes to go, we'll definitely rest the legs of Markovic, even though there's a 2-week break anyway. Angelo can come on there. Honestly, entire midfield can come off. Mansley, Toussaint exists. Toussaint's been getting a little bit more time off the bench of late. Now he's back from injury. He had a fairly hefty injury early on. Angelo. And Tiberius just got injured after I made... Oh, it's 90 minutes now. Sorry, there's been a big shift in time since the... Wow. Okay. The 10 minutes between those substitutions and now have just disappeared. Grealish. I make it 6-2 here, but they are playing against 10 men, are Manchester City here. We don't have a right back on the pitch, so the man on the back post right now is completely unmarked and still misses. Doesn't look like a serious injury for Tiberius, though, which is fine. It's a bruised shin as well. I said this last time. He got a bruised shin last time I saw you. Thierry Smalls has been injured as well. De Bruyne, what are you doing? What are you doing there? I mean, it's one way to try and turn the game around, but it's a little bit late. Dirty, dirty Manchester City. Manchester City brought on Trevor Chalobah to change the game. No offense to Trevor, but you're in a bit of a situation when you bring on Trevor Chalobah to change a game. Good lord. They took off Kimmich, Vlahovic and Mbappe for Daka, Chalobah and Guido Rodriguez, who is solid. Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. He's actually a Hespalis to begin with. I might be thinking of a different Rodriguez, but still a pretty solid player, actually. Used to be a Mexican bargain, at least. Although, despite being Argentinian, was in Mexico. Great mentals. Physicals are questionable at 33. You know what? I don't want the Newcastle game to spoil this. Even if I was still tempted to be doing it, we're not doing it. Absolutely delighted that. Unbelievable result. Agreed. Imagine thinking there are better players out there than Pereira. There are many better players out there than Pereira, but good lord. As Xavi sat by Newcastle. What? I don't understand why Xavi's always on the verge of the sack this season and now has been sacked. They're 9th. 48 points. I mean, they have slipped off a little bit, I guess, have Newcastle, I suppose. I mean, Liverpool even worse off, but is Gerrard still in charge? Yeah, they've still got Gerrard on charge. But the problem is Newcastle bounce around this quite heavily. They've been anywhere between, I think, 3rd and 7th in the preview. I don't really know why they're 3rd. Their team isn't good enough for 3rd. Their team is definitely not as good as Arsenal's and Man United's or Chelsea's. Even Spurs', I would argue, is probably slightly better than theirs overall. Although Spurs' squad is probably actually ageing out a bit at this point. But they're only 6 points off Europe. Apparently I'm in the running for taking over, which is somewhat ironic. Gerrard isn't even in the sack race. And they're 10 points off 6th. I mean, strictly speaking, Newcastle are actually only 1 win away from, well, goal difference, but they're only 1 win away from potential Europe. We'll get the draw done. 3 goals and a assist. At least he got man of the match for that one. Pareto didn't nick it off him somehow. Oh yeah, what was Small's injury, by the way? Oh god. De Bruyne. It's a good job that Aaron Martin isn't out for longer. And again, another Brushin for Tiberio, who just picks them up every other week. He's been sacked off the back of a 4-1 loss to Chelsea. And having played a game more than the teams ahead, then yeah, it could be more than a 3-point gap. But to be fair, I'm not sure if that's necessarily Newcastle underperforming or ourselves and Wolves overperforming. And Spurs overperforming to a fairly significant degree as well in second. Like ourselves and Wolves, we shouldn't be in the European race based on the odds. Wolves should be on the fringe of the European race, I think, as should Spurs. They should be in the 5, 6, 7, basically. So I do think it's a little harsh on Xavi there. Also, Flamengo are trying to sign Kelleher, which is interesting. I mean, he's just going to melt in Brazil. So it's Arsenal, Spurs, Everton. Hello. Do we dodge them and get Everton? No, we get the worst of them all. Great. Although, we drew them home, and obviously we beat them away on the first day of the season. Whereas Spurs, we've lost to and beaten. The wrong way around. We lost them at home and beat them away. So, neutral ground for Arsenal too. Not at Wembley, of course. I'll see for that. Of course, Man United or Wolves either side. We might do that one, though. They're both up there. We played them both on camera once this season, so I'll probably align it with the match afterwards. In terms of the squad, it's fairly settled at this point. It's the same situation I had at the beginning of the year when trying to sign people. There's no one within our price range who would massively improve our team, really. It's why I let people go who only had a year left on their contract and wouldn't re-sign, and therefore brought in replacements for those players as best I could. But I didn't really improve the team during that window, I don't think. Well, Pereira's just proved me wrong, I suppose, but I didn't bring him in as an improvement. He just has been an improvement. Yeah, it's not a situation. Anyway, I will see you next time, and with 2 games, we will do the semi-final and one of the games either side, but we'll let this 6-1 victory away at Man City be the centrepiece of this episode, and let's not spoil it. So until next time, thank you for watching. Ciao.